Gotcha. I can hear you
Okay.
perfect.
We have took a couple weeks off. I was in Florida. Um, I went to Florida where it was 57 degrees there too. So, but it was
That's
better than
crazy.
this. We had a couple nice days, but the day I left, it was 34 degrees when I hit the airport.
Oh, jeez. It's
And
not
once
good.
again, Gary, I have another travel reality show.
All
Uh,
right.
like every time I travel, I don't care if it's on bicycle, camel, in the back of a hay wagon, I'm I'm gonna have a trouble. So guess what? It was an early flight. We got up at like 3:30. Let's get there early, no problems. Get there, everything's going smooth. Got their seats together. I just get done saying, "Wow, I can't believe how easy this was this time." And as soon as I said it, and I don't believe in that, but as soon as I said it, I went, I should have just waited till we got in the air to say
Should
that.
have knocked on wood first.
So I get my boarding pass. I go through, got my stuff, going to do some work on the plane. My wife and son are behind me. I get down the runway. They're still not on. I get on the plane. Where the heck are they at? I get up, look down the runway, still nobody.
Oh boy.
I walk all the way up there, and here we go. My wife's hands are going. My son's in the corner over there. There's this big hullabaloo that they're not allowed on the plane because my son had a carry-on that he's never paid for, and this very emotional. Uh, I think he was a guy, but I'm going to leave that out. Part of it, I think you can kind of get what I mean. It's
Right on.
a little over emotional. Okay, so he's mad because Tommy said this is kind of a jackass thing to do to me at the last minute. That's it. You're not getting on the plane. Creates this big scene. So my wife tries to get involved, and now she's not allowed to get on the plane.
Oh boy.
So guess who's the voice of reason? I come out the plane. My son's going, get out of here because he knows I'm going to make it way worse.
Right, right.
Get out. So he's apologizing. The guy's his back turned to him. The pilot's out there. Get on the plane, sit down. I go, are you kidding me?
That's funny.
I'm the one that's on the plane, and they're not. So when it was
Hey,
all done,
listen, you fly Spirit too.
yeah,
I flew Spirit one time. I think I told you I seen duct tape on the windshield. I was like,
yeah,
man, I
bro,
don't really like getting on this
it's
plane.
just. And then so they get on, and I'm sitting there giggling because I go, you know what? The Lord really does take care of me because we'd have all been in the tank if I was out there during that. We ain't going nowhere. But
Especially nowadays. Nowadays,
oh
any type
man.
of hardcore stuff, they freak out.
So Lord knows I wrote a nice letter to Spirit, so we'll see how that goes. Because usually they give me every time I have a problem, they give me money. Every time. Every
Like
time I have a
comp you or
yeah, they'll give me luggage or credit to a
like free
ticket.
bags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's
So
good. I mean,
yeah, it went good. The trip was really good. But again, I looked for a hotel near the beach because Tommy was going. And so
right.
we pick out a place called the Royal Ocean Palace. The pictures
Oh,
look like the greatest hotel you ever seen for 160 bucks a night.
well, that's good.
Bro, it was a place you run from, you don't stay. It was that bad. I go, I can't stay here. We pick up, move to the Sea Club, roaches on the. I ended up with at least 3 days of changing hotels. So, my best bet for all you people out there, don't try to go cheap. Don't go somewhere where you haven't researched everything because those pictures are nothing but BS. You know, my view was the back end of trash dumpsters from my from my balcony. Ah, it was beautiful. They were
Well, it's
blue though.
35 degrees out.
Yeah, it was. They were blue, kind of like the ocean. The dumpsters.
Must be Republic.
So, anyways, I did make it back, and I'm glad to be back with you. We're doing this kind of. It's kind of cool doing it from home, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think the weather kind of
Well, we
forced
planned.
this on us, but
Yeah,
I
yeah, but
mean,
we planned it ahead of time so we'd be ready. So here we
right.
are. But
I got
hey,
I got some things I'd like to talk about with you.
oh good.
Um, Stuff that I've been researching a little bit and been trying to follow up on a lot. First thing is this convoy that's rolling up in Canada.
Yeah,
Uh, they're
terrorist
like
convoy.
they're all. I forgot how many thousands of strong they are. They're now they're talking running in California from the West Coast to Washington D.C. Uh, I don't know the exact date on that. I just heard another couple truckers talking about it online, and that's their plan. So I think it's going to get interesting,
What's
to
their
say the least.
ultimate plan? What's the ultimate goal?
Well, when the truckers stop, we stop. You know
Right,
that. You're aware of that.
right, of course.
My sister, being in the trucking business, told me if you got it, a truck brought it, and that's basically
That's
true.
true.
So
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. It'll definitely put a damper on the American people, but that's not their purpose. From what I'm understanding, from what they're saying, their reasoning is letting them know, listen, we're going to stick together and we can shut this country down. You know, uh,
Most
way more than
definitely.
what this government can do. The
Most
government can just
definitely.
threaten us with their bullshit pandemics,
Yeah.
uh, but that's just interesting. If you get a chance to catch any of it, a lot of TikTok videos these people are putting out on this convoy. Little kids are writing letters to the truckers and giving them cookies and saying thank you for saving our country. Um, a lot of it's pretty touching. A couple drivers are tearing up, and but it's really interesting to hear what they say and just to hear their determination, to get the point across that the American people ain't messing around no more. It's awesome. It's a good thing. I think it's going to really speak for how us as Americans are coming together now. We're not going to put up with too much more.
Because we have put up with a ton.
Oh my gosh, 2 years too long.
Um,
Uh,
I wore a mask that said, "This mask is as useless as Dr. Fauci," through the airport, and got a lot of "Oh my God" looks and a lot of laughs. Uh, but after we almost got kicked off the plane, I thought maybe that wasn't the right thing to be wearing around at that
I mean,
point.
there's a lot of places. I wasn't aware of that, but there's a lot of places that are still wanting you to have a mask on,
No, you won't
and
believe
it's
it.
but it's all over the media, even the mainstream media, that the masks don't work. They do not
Yeah.
work unless you're sneezing all the time or something like that. I get it, but I mean, I think I mentioned this before that these scientists and immunologists said that this virus is only 1 micron, one, which is in a mask, doctor's mask, a bandana is 80 microns. So it tells you it ain't doing nothing.
Not
It's
doing anything.
absolutely zero. But these people still insist that you got
They
to come in
want
here, you got to have a mask
they
on.
want to be told what to do. I got to tell you, really concerned because I lost a lot of family members this last
Yes,
couple of months. My
very
cousin
sad.
Mary, who was, you know her, she
Loved her
was
to death.
she was an angel. I've never seen, and that's just my cousin, but I don't know if I've ever seen a person that has so many compliments and so much joy for everyone else but herself, to the point of I thought she was amazing. Like
Yes, she was amazing.
who is like that? I mean, I have
No,
moments like that, but not she's like that. She was like that all the time.
all the time. My wife and I would share at Menards, and she'd come up here. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love you guys. She'd give us
She's
a hug.
yeah,
Just adorable.
while she was going through cancer, which I didn't even know, she's worried about me and my dad and what's going on. Never like, oh, poor me, I've got this or that. She didn't even bring it up. She's just So I've
whole family is just a wonderful family.
it's
All
it,
of them.
and my Uncle Ron has lost Ronnie, our old
Uh-huh.
bandmate, and now he loses a dog. I don't know how you
Within a
come.
year.
Yeah,
Within a
not
year.
even. Oh, what, like 6 months.
Both of them. Yeah.
So I don't even
So,
know how you come back from that. Um, so here's my trouble. Here's the troubling part. People insist that all this stuff, smart people can't see. The National Health Institute says ivermectin in the early stages, along with zinc, opens up the gene, opens it up, and gets in there, and they get better.
yes.
Pure and simple.
And I've read that.
Hydrochloroquine. Wanted it that Zelenka, the Dr. Zelenka, he's trying to explain 2,000 patients he put him on. They all never went to the hospital.
The hydroxychloroquine. Yeah.
But the government got it, start giving them 2,400 instead of the dose, which he said should be 400. They basically went out and killed a bunch of people. See, that don't work.
Overdosed them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and I think you're just as aware as I am with the big pharma, it's so cheap, they're not making no money. It's like $2 a pill for ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine, which has been around for 50 or 60 years and is known to work. There's countries right now, Israel, they're passing it out.
It's proven to
There's
work.
another.
But I get messages from friends all the time. All the credentials of Fauci, ram those. I don't care what he was. He's a lion sack of
Oh
puppet
my
for the
God.
party. That's it. And he
I can't
started
even
this
say
dang
it.
thing and he funded it. And he's trying to dig his way out of it with all this stupid information. And I'm just sick of people being so stupid. Oh,
You
wait.
know, Nostratomus, let me ask you this. Everything we've heard, and everybody else has probably heard, that does any type of their own research. You ain't gonna hear it on the mainstream media.
Right. So you have to dig
Everything that's
for it.
been everything that's been doing they've been doing wrong. They've been lying to American people. Jeff Tucker just now got kicked out of CNN. The president, CEO of
Right.
CNN, he's
Yeah.
out now.
Bye-bye.
But that's like the only one. Why is it nothing happening to these people? Like Fauci, he's known to fund gain of function at the Wuhan labs. He's lied to the American people and how many people lost their lives. They said his numbers when Trump was in office, there was people that passed from it, but now they're saying Fauci's or Biden's numbers are way surpassed Trump's, but nobody's doing nothing. Not one thing. Nobody's
And
going to jail.
you know what? Here's what bothers me the most. I'm glad you brought that up because I have that as a topic. The Republicans are as bad or worse because
Yes, I have to agree.
they're not fighting anything. See, if you remember everything that Trump did, Democrats fought him, he had to go to court. We
Yep.
just sit back and here's what we do. The only time we get ready to fight is for a nomination or to win an election with your own party. They never come out and fight this stuff. They just sit on their hands
Yes,
and
they
get
do.
along. You know, like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz called January 6th a terrorism, and then Tucker Carlson caught him on it and brought him on the show, and he tried to talk his way out of it. Just
Of
no,
course.
you did say it, and you meant it. So don't sit here and
Listen,
lie.
I don't trust no politician.
I
I'll
don't
be honest
either.
with you.
None of them.
I'm in my 50s, and I didn't know that much about politics. All this garbage started 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But I don't trust none of them. I don't care what side of the fence they're
Either
on. I
party.
don't trust them. They need to realize that they work for American people. We don't work for them. Until we take a stand and make them realize that, we're going to keep getting the hammer drove in us. So I think pretty soon people are just about ready to stand up. I hope. And
Uh,
I don't mean like a civil war. I'm not mean like that. But
no, I know
like
what
you
you mean.
said, with the mask, no, I'm
We
not
have to
doing it.
just say no
Yes,
in
yes, we have to.
droves.
Yep, and
But
droves. That's
we
right.
don't fight anything. You know, and I find it really amazing. Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, but and the problem I have with it is, weren't you one of these part of the '60s against the establishment back when you were in the 60s and 70s, but now you're going to side with the government. You're going to turn the table now.
Yeah.
And now you want people silenced when you were doing songs about being able to talk.
Yeah. The loving hippies, make love, not war.
So now what?
And against Joe Rogan, who's speaking nothing but facts.
And what is
We
wrong?
can't,
What's wrong with it? If it's so stupid, why do we want to silence people? Gary, I don't know about you, but I hate a bunch of these stupid liberal media, but I never say we should get them off the air. I just laugh at them and use it for my information. Why can't you use the doctors that aren't on the take and they're giving information with unbelievably credible backgrounds? These aren't some
right,
quacks.
right.
And he has a different opinion. A different opinion means you should be shut up, silenced, and get lost. That's the
I think
difference of opinion now.
it's all about this.
I,
And
I
when you
just
got somebody funding this mainstream media, they got to say what they're told. And it's horrible, but it's the truth.
I just don't know why.
However, though, sooner or later, everything's going to come to light, and the people that has not woke up yet and see what's going on, they're going to see what's going on, and they're going to be like, "Man, I can't
Well,
believe
why
that."
why they haven't? Because here's the two groups of people: the people that need from the government. They don't care what happens. They need money. They need stamps, food,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Then you have the people with money that were born on third base and thought they hit a triple. They got money from their family, dropped down. They don't care about anything.
right,
They got all these liberal ideas because they're not living in the real world.
right.
So that's a big number. And then you got the do-gooder professors and all that. But once it starts biting you in the ass, all of a sudden you're gonna, I don't want to pay these utility bills and gasoline costs.
That's
They
right.
are through the roof,
Oh yeah,
and
yep,
it's really getting bad. Inflation is soaring. Bro, I went to get some hamburger that is
yeah,
supposed to be something you get when you don't have any money. It was like $21.
yeah. It's crazy. Everything's gone up. Everything's gone up. I
But
like to
it's
treat myself to Taco Bell once in a while. And I got off work early, and I called my wife. I said, "I'm gonna pick up some Taco Bell for lunch, just something little, a steak burrito and some nachos or something for her, and a quesarito that we split. $24. I used to be able to go to Taco Bell for $13, for
that's
her and
just
I.
crazy.
$24. Yep.
And that's why I don't even go to fast food, because it's actually cheaper if I go to Salvatore's or something, split a meal and get, they give you a lot of food, the pizza squares and that. It's cheaper to go there than through the drive-through at
Yeah.
Arby's or whatever. And
We were
that's
just we were just talking. We spend approximately 150 a week on groceries, and it's for her and I only. Well, and then I get my son, so I get his what he needs. That's about 150 a week. So that's $600 a month for two people. That's crazy.
and bro,
Six hundred a month.
what's really funny is I'll go in the store and I'm just gonna get a few things. I get some lunch meat, this, that, bit back. Next thing you know, they're adding it up. I'm watching the thing. 70, $80. I had
Yeah,
2 bags of groceries.
that's
And
crazy.
everything's
Yeah.
smaller. You get Oreos, the package is now this big. It's like everything's shut down and nothing tastes the same. I don't care what anybody says, the food does not taste as good. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
nothing tastes as good. It's like they're almost cheaping out on it to the point where it doesn't even taste the same.
You know what? I hate to sound like this, but it all points back to our stupid, flaky government. It is.
It does.
They put the GMOs and all that garbage in our food. You got 11-year-old girls in school now looking like they're 17. You got guys that are shaving in fifth grade. It's like it's our government. They let them do it.
Yeah, girls did not look like they do when we were in high school.
Oh no,
Not even close.
not close. They look like
Maybe
little boys when I was in school.
there was like a couple cute girls and this champion and that was it. And everybody like fought over a couple. I go to these things when there's like 50 women in
Right.
school still. Like I can't even believe it that
I
they.
know, they're like in their 20s.
Yeah, it's not even the same. I just can't believe now Vince got a really good deal at Westminster basketball, and
Hey, that's good.
every time they call his name and say he's a senior, I can't even believe I'm hearing that because he was just in 8th grade, and all of a sudden I'm hearing senior Vince. I just like that, man. Boom! It was
Yeah, they
gone.
grow up quick. Now he's tall, isn't he? Isn't Vince tall?
Vince is about 5'11". Of course, both boys blame their mom that they didn't get as tall as me. I go, but you can't blame mom or you're not you. It's not something you can. Yeah,
Well,
thanks,
they're still
mom.
going to grow a little bit. Or Vince will for sure.
But what they got was a lot of her personality.
Now that's a
Thank
good thing.
God. As I'm
I
telling you,
couldn't
man.
imagine dealing with two more of you.
Yeah, Vince just never gets to, like, he'll have this great game and I'll call, man, and he's like, yeah, okay, the next game is it. I go, Vince, I'd be out in the parking lot signing autographs if I were you. But he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. I'm either look at me or I'm crying or throwing helmets, smashing stuff, won't talk to people.
Right.
Like I did you see that other thing where I said, it's just not a good sport. When I was going through sports, my dad put a ton of pressure on me. Like it was all about me and that was it. And then I'd be on some bad teams and I'd have to fight my way through school board kids and that. So my dad said, you're going to have to make you way better than they can't do that to you. So I put so much pressure. The game wasn't even fun half the time unless I did well. And it really made me a bad, like I would go to the point where my friend who I went to school with, he hit a home run. I just hit a home run downtown. I was 30 something years old. And I went around the bases and he was the catcher. And he goes, nice hit, Tom. I go, thanks. He hits a home run. I'm playing shortstop. He comes around second and I turn my back and I get done of the game. He goes, I can't believe that you just waved your hand to me and turned my back. I go, bro, I hate your guts when I'm playing you. He goes, I gave you. I give a crap. I want to kill you after you hit it. Yes, no.
We're enemies when
We are arch enemies.
That's funny.
It just doesn't seem to be that way. Like the NBA, everybody loves everybody. The golf tour, everyone loves everybody.
Yeah, they make millions.
Yeah, it's just like this society, man. Back in the Dick Buckus wanted to kill people. I mean, there was no frenzy Wenzy in the NBA.
They would call their mom names across the football. They were like,
yeah, just like even like McEnroe and Connors would fight each other during the tennis match, screaming at each other. It's just totally different world that we happen to be in.
It's their passions. That's what lets loose when you're in sports. When you get really passionate about it, the emotions start flying. It doesn't matter win or lose. And that happens.
Yeah, right. And it is, and everybody's a little more jumpy now. The referees have rabbit ears; they hear everything. It's
they don't see everything.
They don't see anything.
Refs are horrible.
How about last night? I yelled out when it got quiet. Hey, ref, you're missing a really good game. It's like,
oh, Vince's game.
Yeah.
Vince's game.
You're missing a great game, ref. Yeah, we came back and won. We came back and won against Bristol. That was a huge win. That's the second win against them this year. I had a few other things I wanted to get into, and I can't remember because we were on that one path that I really wanted to talk about. And
which is it? I talked about the convoy, and I talked about Tucker getting thrown out of CNN.
Yeah, but I was gonna feed right off of what you had, and then I got off on something else that oh, you know what? I do want to talk about this because this is for all you people out there that keep sending me messages that once you get the boosters and everything, you're going to be fine. You're not going to be seriously ill or anything. Geez, here's a weird number. How about 76% of all fully vaccinated people in Vermont are part of the people that are in the hospital?
I test positive. Yep.
So it isn't this stupid, the pandemic from the unvaccinated. Your horse's hind end. Stop. They just sit there and lie. It's just a
Listen,
non-stop lie narrative.
I
And
got
people
into it with
buy
a
it.
friend of mine. I got into it with a friend of mine because she was all about the vaccine, the vaccine. I said, listen, it's your choice. If you want to get it, hallelujah.
Go
You
ahead.
know, that's your decision. Well, she just missed about 10 days of work because she tested positive for COVID. And
It's
I
this
was
is
this far
foolish.
away and said, hey, how's that vaccine working for you? But I didn't
Well,
want to. I didn't want to
uh,
antagonize, but
but here's the progression, the true progression. Get the vaccine, eradication. Whoops, get the vaccine. It'll keep you from getting COVID. You'll get the low version. Whoops, get 6 more boosters and you won't get that sick. It's been a freaking joke from the start.
yes, yes, it has. It really has been.
And
This doctor, can't remember his name right now. It's on my phone, but he put out this big article, and I read it. And he says he doesn't remember any of the
oh, you
vaccines
know what?
from years and years ago about a mask, boosters, being treated like horrible from other people that were vaxxed. He said he don't remember none of that. He
You
did.
know
It's a
what?
big long list, and everybody. I posted it on my Facebook page actually, thinking I was going to get thrown in Facebook jail again, but I didn't. But a lot of people were like, "This is so true." It's
No,
interesting. If you want to see it, go to
here
the
it is.
research.
No, here it is right here. Now it's Dr. James Kelly. He's a
Yes,
virologist, okay? John Hopkins. So he's not Billy Bob Jones from Garrettsville, doctor
right.
that or and he's not on the take, which is the other part that well, why are they saying this? Do you think the Cleveland Clinic? Yeah, their hands in the till. They're
Yeah.
all together. My gosh, what kind of study did you think you were going to get from some liberal college that said ivermectin doesn't really work? Oh, really? Well, the National Health Institute and a bunch of other doctors said it works great early.
He got a
But
Nobel Peace Prize.
here it is. Among the vaccines I've known in my life, this is so true. Diphtheria, tetanus, measles, rubella, chickenpox, hepatitis, tuberculosis, polio, and pneumonia. I've never seen a vaccine that forced me to wear masks, stand 10 feet away from people, even when you're fully vaccinated. Never heard of a vaccine that spreads even while you're vaccinated. Never heard of rewards, discounts, incentives to get a vaccination. Never saw discrimination against those who didn't. And now you feel like a bad person. Now we're separated again. I've never seen a vaccine that threatens relationships between family, colleagues, and friends. I mean, I'm arguing with my dad over this stupid thing.
Right. Yeah. I've
I
gotten
had,
into it with my sister.
yeah, I mean, he's just scared about his family and he's buying into this thing. You know, you don't believe in all these conspiracies. Look, how many coincidences do you want before you
Yes.
wear the tin hat? Or you're the fool at that
Right.
point. Okay. I've never seen a vaccine threaten livelihoods, work, businesses. Never seen a 12-year-old could override a parental consent for a shot. After all the vaccine I listed above, never seen a vaccine like this discriminates, divides, and judges society.
It's spot on.
It does everything but immunize. It does
Right.
everything but the job it's
Immunized.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That article is spot on.
It's just
I try to
unbelievable.
I try to tell people a vaccine prevents you from catching
We
something.
we've been completely deceived and we are being fools. There
That
you
is
go.
correct.
And that is the truth.
That's the truth.
I
Yep.
read that
That's a
on your
great article.
wall and I go, there you go. And I looked it up and did some research. And all I'm telling people, dig a little past what the Google wants to. They have all these fact checkers. You have to get through that first and actually have a brain that all these companies are all hooked together. So you got to go down a little bit, do a little bit more research. You'll find the answers. They're there.
You know what? Google's even a liberal search engine. So I was told
Of
about
course it
six
is.
months ago to go to DuckDuckGo,
Yes, it is.
and that's DuckDuckGo's pretty mainstream, and you can pretty much find truth in a lot of stuff. Now I don't know for a fact if everything's 100% true, but I did search up something on Google, found it, then did the same thing on DuckDuckGo, and had totally two different answers, and that's
Well,
the truth.
here's
So,
the thing that I find a lot. If you really don't want to know, deep in your heart, you really don't really want to hear that. You
I
won't
think
hear it.
I think there's people that don't want to know.
They
I'll
don't
be
want to
honest.
know. They'd rather live in this world of that can't happen. I
You know
don't believe that.
how many people? I'm just curious, like because they said with this 2020 election, there's a lot of voters' remorse, and
Hmm.
I agree. I believe it because if I would have voted for something like that, I'd have remorse too. I
Right.
wonder how many people have this vaccine remorse
Oh,
and
there's
they
oh
have it,
no.
but yet
There's a,
they get COVID. Like, why did I even get it?
you would not
Or,
believe the
or are they
people.
still are they still telling herself, oh well, it ain't going to be as bad, even though I got it. You know?
Well, that's the big narrative now is you won't die from it, but you're
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
won't be
sick.
hospitalized.
That's horse shit. Okay.
God, that is.
That is horse, you know what. Um, but it's just to me when I'm watching this, there's a bunch of people calling in national shows saying they wish they never got it. They're not giving you any reports about the real numbers, who's really dying, who's the percentages of it, the percentages of people that get heart issues after they get the shot. And Gary, again yesterday, the Warren Tribune, 22 obituaries. 22. I used to open it up maybe 3 or 4 every day. There's this massive amount of obituaries. That's a
COVID
coincidence? No, no.
from
Oh,
COVID,
no reason, no reason.
massive slaughter.
Unexpectedly.
Yeah,
I wonder how many of
yeah.
those people had how
This
about 18 shots.
well, I mean, there's people that are even having complications from the vaccine, enlarged hearts,
Right,
blood
young
clotting.
people. Yeah.
Yes, young athletes over in Europe. I guess a lot of soccer players, which I think they call that football over there, but a lot of them just drop dead on the field after, and like Goodell in the NFL. Like, how can you force and tell everybody they got to get vaccinated?
Right.
That is so illegal. I don't understand it. And I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I kind of side with him on that issue.
I hated him before he did that.
Yeah, but when he come out and
I
told him, he
couldn't
said,
stand. Yeah, until he did that, I started liking him.
"Yeah, me too." I
Simple as
don't like
that.
him either because he always
I
beats
didn't.
my Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I didn't like him. His Zen attitude way about him. I was like, oh god. And then after that, way to go. Somebody stood up to it.
Yeah, he stood up. Yep, and I kind of like that about him. But I these people, my friend, I ain't gonna mention his name, but him and his wife both work at Cleveland Clinic, and they
Mm-hmm.
got both their apples in one basket, which wasn't good because they were trying to force healthcare workers and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they finally, I mean, I spoke with him many a times on the phone where he's worried about his two boys. He don't want to get this. He don't want them to get it. And he works in maintenance there, and she's actually does nursing, but I mean, he was almost in tears on the phone. That's how worried he was. Well, thank God, his religion stopped it for both
What
of them.
was it?
The
What was
vaccine.
I know what was his religion? What was his way out of it?
He just put his religion. He was exempt because of religion reasons.
No
and it worked.
specific?
They said no. He didn't say what religion. He just said 70% of people got exempt from it because of the religion. He goes, so that's what we did. He goes, or we were going to be forced to get it, or we both lose our job, and they both work there. So they would be, I always, my father-in-law told me 2 eggs in one basket's never good. So, and they would have both been out of work.
But
So,
who would believe that? Who would ever believe that would happen though?
well, when I was talking to him, I said, I cannot believe Cleveland Clinic's one of the world-renowned best hospitals in this country. He goes, Gary, it's the biggest liberal hospital around.
Oh, it is.
Yep. He said it's
It
the
is.
head the upper echelon in that hospital are 100% true far left liberals, man. So, and I don't know. I'm just going by what I was told.
Well, I'm telling you, my cousin's a surgeon in Chapel Hill, and he's not allowed. He has to talk in code.
See, that's crazy. That is so nuts.
He's
You know,
extremely against it, but he has to talk in code. He can't answer anybody on Facebook. He can't. They watch him like a hawk. And you just explain to me why other ideas. And here's the funny part: they want Joe Rogan off because his information could be dangerous and people could lose their lives.
it's
Again,
true.
but who is always the one that's actually doing what they're claiming someone else is? The information that they're giving from the CDC is the things that are costing people's lives. Their
That's exactly
information.
right.
But
And
talking about there, I
we heard this years ago. Everything that they claim that the right side's doing, just flip the script because they're the ones that are
yeah,
doing it.
they
And
always
that's exactly what they're
say
doing.
exactly what they do. Now I got a couple things I want to end with. The voting rights bill, which is really the cheating rights bill. It's
Right.
what the voting rights. Let's see what that means. Voting rights. So the voting rights would be you don't have to have an ID. You could be Hector Lopez that just came over the border. You could be an alien from another planet. That's the way we want to do our voting.
Yeah,
That's
that's
called rights. If you ever heard of anybody coming to the polls and trying to keep, what are you doing? No, we don't want you to vote. I remember the Black Panthers stopping people from voting for George Bush and Donald Trump. I remember that. I remember
yeah,
people bullying people. That's why they quit allowing people to wear political shirts. It certainly
yeah,
wasn't Republicans getting mad bullying somebody around because it's just a complete mess that we've allowed this to happen. And until we get another Trump or Trump, it's going to keep happening because I don't care who you line up, this guy from governor from here, blah, blah, blah. They're all going to end up being the same.
yep. I agree.
They're
It
all
cannot be
part
a
of it.
politician. I mean, years ago, Clinton's even said they need somebody like Trump, a businessman, to run this country. Then when they get him, they do nothing but try to sidewall this cat the whole
Yep.
time.
Well,
So you got
I
to have an
actually,
ID for anything. You got to have an ID to buy a 12-pack of beer or to, if you smoke, a pack of
but
cigarettes. You got an ID for everything.
what again they're saying is you race of people are so stupid that you can't figure out how to get an ID. That's really
Yeah,
what they're saying.
they did say that.
Yeah, you
Mr.
we'll help you out since you're that dumb that you can't go get one. We'll help you. And
Yeah.
they
Well,
just
they don't
can't.
have access to computers. Now tell me that ain't racist.
That's what I mean. They act. I mean, it's
Ah,
just like this Brian Flores. This Brian Flores got a job at 38 years old with no experience. He was a linebackers coach and I think a water boy coach before that. And he gets a multi-million dollar head coaching job at Miami. He mediocre, boop, gone. They want to go in a different direction. And now everything's racism. He did blah, blah, blah. Can't we just get a job? Life is going to go crappy for everybody. We're going to get our ass handed to us for a bunch of different reasons. It's called life.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
The
It's
girl,
called,
Denny's waitress, is mean to everybody, not just because you were the black person. I mean, it's called life. And if there is a situation that actually is and found out to be, by all means, let's deal with that. But these
right.
throwing these accusations all over the place every time something goes wrong is ludicrous.
It's definitely crazy. I mean, I don't even think, no, let me tell you, racism does exist. I'm
It
sure of it and
does.
I'm
But you're not
conscious
going to
of it.
change
But
people's minds. They're going to
yeah,
hate somebody because that's the way they are, and you're not going to change it.
that's right. But when you got people pushing that, that's the only thing they result to when they get their ass handed to them from something else.
it,
They
it
switch the race.
it's got
Like
to be
when he said
that.
he's going to find a woman of color for the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Like,
Who
why does it got to
starts?
be a color?
Here's how it starts out. I am choosing a black woman for the Supreme Court. 94% of the rest of the people just got kicked to the curb because you just eliminated
That guy didn't
94% of the
even.
rest of the people
Anybody
without,
that's qualified should get that opportunity.
and
Shouldn't go on the race.
he could pick his grandma if he wants, but you don't come out and open your big mouth and say, I'm only going to pick a black woman.
What about Hunter?
Yeah, could pick Hunter. He's got a lot.
He's a businessman.
He's got a ton of qualifications for I don't know what,
He's,
smoking a crack pipe. I don't know what else he ever did.
yeah, he's qualified.
Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy.
he knew how to find hookers too. Might be a place in the administration for, well, Clinton's gone. So
I swear to God, I didn't inhale.
Yeah, because you had your mask on. No, I got to say this because I want this. I was really not going to do this, but I'm tired of how this is going. My son Vince last year broke 1,000 at a playoff game at Heartland Christian School. Heartland Christian School. He scored a bunch of points. He broke the record. So they had a banner out on the court for him. He's going down the hallway after a big upset because Heartland was higher seed. And they also picked Matthews as a 12 seed. That's what they picked him. So you could see what coaches picked. So Vince, they're all happy. He goes, not bad for a 12 seed. And the coach from Heartland Christian shoved him in the back all the way down the hallway.
Oh, what'd Dad do?
Dad didn't know. And it's a good thing.
Oh, boy.
And in
Why
fact,
would he do something like that? It's a child, for God's sake.
He's a punk, and he shoved him and cornered him into the lockers before the rest of the coaches came. And my son's like, what do you want to do? Fight me?
Oh, hell no.
And
No
I
way.
have evidence. Joe Danier has a video from the original huddle. You could see his head snapping back. I got written statements. I got obvious text messages he sent later calling him a punk. So he didn't feel bad about it. So Columbiana police shoved it under the rug. The school didn't do a dang thing.
Oh,
and I'm done with it. So now I gave the police, I did all the investigation. I gave it to the prosecutor. They didn't do anything. It's a good old boy in a good old town, and it's a church school. So they're all just going to pretend like it didn't happen. And it's not going to go that way.
They don't want to bring attention to the school.
Right. So they let a guy accost a 17-year-old on school property in today's world.
We should go to the next game.
Dear, I want to so bad.
I'll walk in with about 15 guys.
I just know, you know what? We are going to the next game. They can't stop us from going to the game. I'll just sit there and stare at him. Hey, you want to shove somebody? I even wrote that on his Facebook wall, and then he blocked me. I go, hey, you want to shove somebody, tough guy? I'll come wherever you're at.
Why would you do that to kids? And you're a
and
grown
then,
adult. You're a teacher or a
and then,
coach.
and ruined his whole night. My dad got
Yeah.
to go to this thing right after my mom passed, and we all get that as part of the celebration. A punk, I mean, if you've got those kind of issues, you really should. There's something wrong with you, really,
Yeah, he shouldn't be coaching,
to
not
think
especially
about
kids.
shoving a 17-year-old in the back after he just.
But
So I got that out there, and hopefully people will
what's
catch
the
on
guy's
to that.
name? I can make him famous.
Chad Brown.
Chad Brown. I can make him famous.
Make him famous. I'm gonna make. I get on that Heartland Christian site and I write all kind of stuff, and they don't want to go back and check. If you pull up Heartland Christian, look at my comments under it.
Send me a link on Messenger.
Yeah,
Oh, there's that cold chilled Tito's.
yeah. It's really doing a good job.
Everything's going great.
I think this thing went great. Like I'll be sitting here 2 hours from now, not even on. And another thing,
Joe will already have us off the air. You'll still be going.
and here's another drop of my hat.
Gary, where are you at?
What happened to Gary? Hey, I think we had a good show here. I'm glad we could get back. I know you've been busy, and I've had those family issues. So,
Yeah, worst comes to worst. I mean, if we have to fly this way a couple times, as long as we can get out there and, uh,
yeah,
maybe we can get some. If anybody wants to write in and comment, give us some topics, and we can do some research on those topics and
that's
kind
really
of bring
good.
it back,
And
bring it back to
Gary,
the people.
I'm going to announce right now that by next week, I want it to be a call-in show.
That
I
would be
want
sweet.
that's the way we're gonna spruce it up best we can to get people to know it's going to be a call-in show, and then that's the way I want it to go from here. We'll do
Sure,
it, and it'll be an hour, and we'll do our little segment in the beginning, and then we'll take calls.
that'll be good. I think that'd
Okay,
be awesome.
so pass that along. I'll put that under this, and we'll go from here.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be safe if you're driving. Be safe because it's still coming down out here.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's worse. It's actually worse,
Yeah.
like towards Cortland and that, like out that way. I'm in Vienna. It's kind of a rain mix here, but it's gonna snow all night. So
I seen 8 to 12 inches earlier. Now it's like 10 to 17
what?
in our area. Yeah. Well, I'm out closer to Southington, so
I got this stinking long ass driveway that every time I gotta plow it costs me a fortune. I can't take it.
listen.
Oh, I
got
go out there.
snowblower. I already did it once today. I gotta go back out pretty soon.
I'm out there with a shovel, just
A shovel.
yeah,
You're
shoveling.
too old for that garbage. You can't be shoveling.
Well, I got the back driveway swings all the way around. I just got this kind of a short one in the front. So the guy
That's
with
a
the snow,
snowblower.
I had a guy with a snowblower go, "Oh yeah, I'll do this for $20." I showed him the rest of the driving. He goes, "Oh wow!" I tell you what, I'll give you an extra $5
And a can of Coke.
and a glass of water.
Yeah, if I had a trailer, I'd bring my snowblower over and hit it for you. But I don't even have a trailer.
Yeah, you're way out there. But no, I got people to do it. It's just that once it gets bad like this, they got a million jobs to do.
Yeah, they're busy. Yeah. When we got
So
that first one, my buddy, he goes, "You're lucky." His wife goes, "How'd this guy get so special, get so far up on your list today? You got 80 driveways." He goes, "Well, I was going right past his house. I know him for a long time."
well,
So he come in and hit my drive real quick.
my neighbor came over. He felt sorry for me. He's got a really big ATV with a plow in the front. He whipped through it pretty quick. Hey, where's
Yeah,
Where's Northern Whiskey going to be this week?
this week we're off. February 12th, we'll be at Leon's in Howland on Route 46 from 9 to midnight. We got a lot of nice shows coming up too.
Let me ask you a question. Is it just me, or did a lot of the local bands like AWOL?
I don't know.
I don't see any advertisings for anybody but you.
It's funny you're saying that because my drummer said the same thing. Carl, he goes, "I really haven't seen too many bands playing anywhere."
They're
I know
not.
Long Boys here in Champion, they got a sign out, marquee sign out front. It's got a few bands there through the week. But as far as online, usually everybody's plugging social media where they're going to be at. And I haven't seen too many either. No,
Yeah,
I
like,
try to keep up on it.
well, I mean, I haven't seen like Haymaker or that Idiot Wet Lemon or nothing like that.
Well, Haymaker, they got one or two shows left, and they're dispersing. A couple
Yeah.
guys are doing other things, other projects, you know.
Hmm.
So they had a good run. They've been around. Ron McCloskey, the drummer, was my drummer in Dilligath for a few years
I got
back in
up
the early
there. I
2000s.
got up there and sang a David Lee Roth song with them at a party.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that was fun.
they're a bunch of great guys. They are.
I'm the
They're a
ice
bunch of
cream
great guys.
man. Tell me where to passing by. I did.
Yeah, man, Peter, Peter's kicking in.
But yeah, we got a lot of
Yeah,
stuff that we're gonna do in this coming year. A little bit of
yeah,
music stuff. I don't want to just keep pounding this political thing. So I think if we go calls and special
yeah. Let
guests
the
and that,
people give us. Let the people
yeah,
give us ideas.
yeah,
Sure.
who they might want to see on, or you maybe do some music or your band, something fun. They got a studio back there we could play in.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right.
We'll get it figured out. Sure thing.
Well, thanks for
You're the
joining
boss,
me.
bro.
Thanks for
Oh, you're
joining
welcome.
me. And thank you for watching Nostrathomas, because we know it all and you don't.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. If you like our programming, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Facebook page, or subscribe to your favorite podcast platform like iTunes or Spotify. This is original Youngstown content, and we would appreciate you sharing the videos and the word about us. Thank you.